This video is not for whales and dolphins. It's for you, because you are just like me. Average Dark Gamer here, and today I need to talk about Miyabi. And to all the Miyabi wanters, I like her too, but it feels like there's this cult around waiting for Miyabi, and I just want to make sure you guys are okay. So we're going to talk about Miyabi, I'm going to bring up some good old-fashioned saving advice, and then I want to discuss why we're saving for Miyabi, because it is part of being a free-to-play or low-spend player, and it's looking forward to characters and planning for those potential future characters so that you can make sure that you get the ones that you want. So first things first, she is coming, eventually. And this isn't a waiting for Godot situation. She is in the game, there is hype for her, and she will turn up at some point. In terms of timing, we just had the announcements of the 1.2 characters Caesar and Bernice. We're still yet to know where Lighter is going to be placed, but I would assume he would come at the start of 1.3 to keep him close to his Sons of Kaladin teammates. And there's a chance that we may have additional Sons of Kaladin members that we haven't met yet. Then I would think that we get our first Section 6 teammate after that. My thoughts are that Yanagi and Haramasa will probably come in 1.3 or 1.4. Because of all the hype around Miyabi, I feel like they'll keep her for last. And then my guess that she will follow in 1.4, potentially in the second half. This, of course, is not accounting for the fact that we could get introduced to additional potential characters who could surface first and push her back a little further. But right now, it feels like the earliest we are likely to see her is going to be in 1.4. However, I could see them dragging out the Miyabi hype a little bit further, because she's probably the most hyped character in the game, and by keeping you wanting her, Hoyo keeps you playing the game for longer, because she'll turn up eventually, right? Anyway, if they decide to hold her back until 2.0 or later, they might risk having players drop off, because all of those players that have been saving for Miyabi are finished with their saving and they're too busy waiting to enjoy the game rather than enjoying the game. I'll bring this back up later in the video, but if that's you, then the game is really fun, like right now. In terms of what we do know about Miyabi though, the answer is that we still don't know that much that's concrete. Now, I go into some detail of potential around Miyabi's type and element in my prior video about her. I'll leave that linked at the end of this one. And some of it is pretty tinfoil hat stuff, but I settled on an opinion that Miyabi is either going to be an ice anomaly agent or ice attack agent. And I was leaning heavily towards anomaly because it seemed more interesting, but with recent S ranks being heavy on the anomaly front, I'm starting to rethink that. We just got Jane and we have the upcoming Bernice. I think I'm definitely more between the two of these options now, and my thoughts as to why it's more likely to be anomaly over attack was more centered on the value of Ellen and players feeling that their ice DPS has been power crept, which could still be true. But as I mentioned earlier, if Miyabi goes back any later than 1.4, then maybe that power creep conversation is not so much of a big thing, as people will have moved on from Ellen. Not that I actually think it'll make a big difference to Miyabi's effectiveness. I think she will still be an on-field damage-dealing character, and if we look at Jane Doe, she doesn't need to be an attack character to essentially function as an on-field DPS. So for Miyabi, I think that she'll most likely be attack or anomaly, but we really could go either way at this point. There's also been some talk about her being an A rank, but does this look like an A rank character to you? Let's not even close to worry about that. Before we move on to saving mindset, this is your reminder that you probably aren't subscribed. Liking and subscribing is one of the best ways to show small creators your support. Thank you for all of the support so far. You guys are incredible. You could also join the Discord too for some chill Zenless Zone Zero discussions. Next up, let's talk saving mindset. If you want to save for any character, be it Miyabi or anyone else, then my golden rule is to ensure that you have 20,000 polychrome saved. So that translates to 125 pulls. This will give you enough for a 50-50 on the character, and you should be able to get enough additional polychrome within the patch in order to obtain the character you want. If they don't come home within the 125, remember you'll also have residual signals too. Chances are you don't go to hard pity and lose your 50-50. But if you really want to guarantee a character, the polychrome required for 180 pulls is 28,800. But again, you won't need that much due to the residual signals. Now, once you've hit this amount, you're done. You have saved. Congratulations. You may now stop saving. So what else are we saving for? To max out a character with mindscapes and their weapon? Because that seems like a bit of overkill. I'm having a really good time playing the game right now with no limited weapons and no mindscapes for S rank characters. So it all seems rather unnecessary. And hey, I don't want to say that you're playing the game wrong by saving everything up for Miyabi, but what I am saying is the game is really fun. So once you're over 20,000 polychrome, dude, you can just have fun and pull who you want. And this is not anti-Miyabi propaganda, by the way. In fact, I'm really looking forward to her. She does look very cool. There's a chance though that she's undertuned as a character because Hoyo knows that players are going to pull for her anyways. So I'm also not saying that you have to be a sweaty meta slave to enjoy the game, but what I am saying is save for Miyabi by all means, but don't deprive yourself of enjoying the game now. Also, if you are saving for Miyabi and haven't really pulled at all and you're playing with your A ranks, looking over at the fun S ranks while sitting on 40,000 plus polychrome, you could probably get one of those cool characters too. Now, if you're still having heaps of fun with a Billy team and you really don't want any other characters, then that's great too. And sure, then it makes sense to save to max out your Miyabi, if that's what you really want to do. I think the reason I'm bringing this up now is so that you can look ahead at the current and future characters coming in 1.2, and we just got loads of information on them. And if any of them appeal to you, then maybe consider it. You don't need to prove anything to anyone by amassing enough polychrome to keep the cunning hairs in business. It's fine. Just make sure you have about 20,000 when her banner comes around and enjoy what you have now, because we don't know when she's going to show up. And if you're staying super close to rumors and speculation, none of that's confirmed, and it could all change on the whims of an executive at Hoyoverse. So I really wouldn't put too much stock on it, especially this far out from her release. I think the reason I'm making this video is I keep seeing comments from people, in addition to the I'm saving for Miyabi comments, saying I was saving me for Miyabi, but Caesar has caught my eye, or Bernice has caught my eye. And you know what? That's better than fine. Please enjoy the game. So I'm also making this video for the players who feel like they need to keep saving, and you totally can, by the way. However, you can also just make sure you have that 20,000 polychrome in case Miyabi stealth drops tomorrow. She won't. That's not happening, by the way. And we'll have plenty of lead time to prep and save. At the time I'm making this video, we have about a week left on Jane's banner. Caesar and Bernice were confirmed in terms of their release order a few days ago, but that would still have given us almost 30 days until the end of Caesar's banner, and on average, we're getting around 7 to 80 pulls per patch, and each patch is about 40 days. So that's somewhere around an additional 50 to 60 pulls. That's around 9,000 polychrome, and we had the drip marketing on the 13th of August for Caesar and Bernice, although it didn't confirm which sides of the patch they were on. And for a patch releasing on the 25th of September, that's a 43-day gap. If 40 days equals 70 to 80 pulls, then that should be enough for a 50-50, even if you haven't saved at all. But hey, if you just keep that bank of 20k hanging around just to guarantee Miyabi, and then start saving once we've seen the drip marketing, you'll be 100% safe. There's no way they're stealth dropping her. I think what would suck most would be if players were sitting on 40,000 polychrome and they just stop playing. They start playing other games, and then Miyabi gets pushed back to 1.6 or something, and then they just continue to play other games and never come back to Zenless Zone Zero. Now, I'm just a dude that loves this game, and it would be a shame for those players to miss out because they felt like they weren't able to splurge on another character. Don't save away your fun. It's a game. Have fun with it, and with the updates and quality of life features coming in 1.2, this game is going to continue to get better and better. Anyway, what are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments down below. As for me, I'm probably going to try and amass my polychrome up to north of 20,000 over the course of 1.2 and 1.3, and then if I need it for Miyabi, I'll have it whenever she shows up. If you want to watch my first conjecture video about Miyabi, it should pop up now, and I'll probably pin the first comment that calls out this video as anti-Miyabi propaganda, you know, just for the lols. In other news, I didn't talk about butts for a whole video until now. Butts. As always, pull responsibly, and remember to like and subscribe for better than average luck on your next pulls. Bye, bye, bye.